Hmm. Hey, everybody. Antonio Thornton, the profit engineer here with another fantastic video for you, a marketing lesson for the ages. So, what can I say? I got pulled over today and we had an interesting conversation with a friend of mine about the situation. So I'm driving down the street and, I'm just minding my own business, having a great conversation with a friend. And I noticed a police officer sitting in the turning lane. So for those of you who are in other countries or don't have turning lane is a lane that people just get into to turn left or right and to get out of the way of ongoing traffic. So the police officer is just sitting in the middle of the street, so like literally sitting in the middle of the street. Have no idea what he's doing, but he's just sitting there in the middle of the street. So I stop at the red light, and nothing much is going on. We're having a great conversation. I pull off. Light turns green. I pull off. Then the police officer comes over with the infamous whoop whoop, of course, and lights flashing, and I'm like, man, what's going on here? So no big deal. I pull over, and as in typical fashion, the police officer comes up. Do you know why I pulled you over? No, I don't. And he says, well, your tag is expired. And I said, my tag is expired? What are you talking about? My tag's not expired. So, we're running, he's running this thing and pulling this report and all this other thing. And I can't find my little tag thingy. Apparently something has happened with the tag office that I'm getting resolved. But regardless, he pulled me over because I had an expired tag as far as his system was concerned. So my friend who was with me was really upset about it. It's like, all the crime that's going on in the city, all the stuff that's going on in Atlanta, this guy is literally, like, not figuratively, but literally sitting in the middle of the street, doing nothing, pull someone over because of an expired tag. And I said, well, the unfortunate, and well, what she said was, with all the crime going on, he has better things to be doing. I said, well, better is relative, because here's the reality. Crime doesn't pay. Really, when you think about it, crime doesn't pay. And what do I mean by that? Well, when a police officer snatches a criminal and puts the criminal in jail, that criminal actually is a burden on the taxpayers, because the taxpayers have to pay to keep this person fed, clothed, and all this other stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that number is like, I don't know, $30,000 or $40,000 a year, something insane like that. But here's the deal. A police officer grabbing a criminal and putting a criminal in jail really makes no money for the police station, really. And not that well, and let me say it this way. It's not that people pay directly to police stations, because that used to happen at one time. But the fact of the matter is that him pulling me over and giving me a citation, or potential citation that I know I'm going to beat, but for him pulling me over for a potential citation, that's revenue. That's actual revenue for the police department. And the reality of it is that there are a lot of police departments who actually survive not just off taxes, but they actually survive off citations. There's a city here in Metro Atlanta called Pine Lake, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Pine Lake. And that city was notorious for having this speed trap that, like, literally, if you drove 1 mile faster than the speed limit, bam, they got you. And they were making so much money from that they actually made the news, and they got sued and ended up losing, and they had to kind of stop this, what they were calling predatory type of activity of pulling people over for these tickets. But here's the deal. They were doing that because it makes money. Do you get that? Do you get how powerful that is? They're doing it because it actually makes money. So when you think about, like, Timebank principles, when you're looking at your business, you've got your business activities that are interesting to do. You've got your activities that you have to do. You've got the things that that generate revenue. Where you spend your time is going to dictate how much money you make in your business. And that's exactly what's happening with the police department. You know, when you really think about it, at the end of the day, yes, they could spend their time, the better time, catching criminals, but crime doesn't pay. Crime doesn't pay. That's just the reality of it. Crime does not pay, but citations do. I remember years ago, I don't know, about 15 years ago, I got pulled over for not having insurance. And oh boy, that was like, I don't know, $275, I think it was. And I even had, I had an attorney to talk them down because it was like crazy, crazy amount of money. It was probably close to like $600 or $700 for not having insurance, riding dirty, as they say. They caught me riding dirty. But here's the thing. If you think about it, if they pulled over 100 people a day at $600 a pop, let's do the math on that, folks. That's $60,000 a day, catching 100 people driving around without insurance. That's $60,000 a day. That's where you bonuses and all those other things. But now, here's the thing. I want to make sure this conversation is kept within the confines of what I want this conversation to be. I don't want this to be a conversation about where our tax dollars should go and shouldn't go, and how the police department is good or bad or up or down. It's understanding the principles of Timebank. It's understanding the principles that when you do the activities that generate revenue, you generate revenue, right? And that's exactly what the police station is doing. They're doing the activities that generate revenue, which is pulling people over, giving them tickets, because those tickets actually generate revenue, versus locking up a criminal actually puts, taxes the community, when you really think about it. So a fun and interesting dilemma for me to kind of deal with. But as you all know, I'm always looking for lessons, and I'm always looking for, what can I glean? What can I learn from this situation that's taking place? And here's a great lesson, is that crime doesn't pay, citations do. So how can you take that same principle and apply it to your business? How can you apply that same principle to your business, in that you're only focusing on the activities that actually generate revenue and not the ones that don't? So that's all I got for today, guys. Learn from the Atlanta Police Department. Crime doesn't pay, right? So citations do. What activities make money in your business, and focus on those. All right, guys. As always, like the video, share it, comment. Love to get your feedback on it, guys. And again, let's keep it within the context of what I'm talking about here. I don't want to get into a conversation about dogging out the police department, and because I definitely don't want those guys coming after me looking for more stuff to catch me on. So with that, guys, like I said, I'd love to hear your thoughts, love to hear your comments, and then, like I said, as always, like and share on the video. So again, take care, guys. I look forward to seeing you again on another video. Peace out.